Okay, so we have actually defined in the previous sessions what do you mean by modeling styles. So to recall, when we discussed about the syntax for architecture body, we had mentioned that in the second section of architecture body, which exists from architecture's begin to end of architecture, which is technically known as the logic part, we had mentioned that the logical relationships between the input and output signals is expressed in the declaration section of the logic section of the architecture. I repeat that the logical relationships between inputs and output signals are expressed in the logic part of the architecture, which ranges from architecture's begin to end of architecture. And then we are told that these logical relationships can be expressed by using either only concurrent statements or a combination of concurrent and sequential statements. And we told that it is possible to write only concurrent statements in the logic part of architecture body, but it is not possible to write only sequential statement, because we told that sequential statements have a dependent existence. That means they must be always embedded within concurrent constructs, while concurrent statements have independent existence and hence they can be written independently. For example, when else construct is concurrent, so it can be written independently. Similarly, process clause is there, so it is itself a concurrent construct. But if you want to write down constructs, or you want to use constructs like if then else, or if then else if and if, or case statements, in such cases if then else and case statements being sequential kind of statements, they must be embedded within process. So always remember a fundamental rule, that if you want to use if then else to express logic, then you must write this construct within process and end process. Similarly, if you want to use case construct, then you must embed this construct within the process clause. So today's agenda is data flow modeling style, second is behavioral modeling style, and third is introduction to structural modeling style. And for explaining DMS and BMS, we are going to write the VHDL models first for full adder and then for 3-state decoder, and then we will actually write these models in Xilinx ISE, and if we have time, then also the simulation. So if we do not find time for structural LMS, no problem. I think so. Showing the simulation of the system is very important. As time permits, we will decide later. Okay. So remember one thing, that once we have learned data flow modeling style, behavioral modeling style, and structural modeling style, a question can be asked that is it possible for us to identify which modeling style the coding engineer has used? Then the answer is yes, we can actually find out. So how do we find out which modeling style has been used? Is that we have to look for certain constructs or statements in the architecture body. So the presence of certain constructs in the logic part of architecture body will help us to identify whether the HDL coder has used DMS, BMS, SMS, or MMS, that is mixed modeling style. Okay, so an example of data flow modeling style was already given before, so I will give an example here. Okay, see here. Okay, so this is that section of architecture body which we had used to explain this particular concept, that is statement concurrence in VHDL, and we had written a VHDL model for a 4:1 mux, and this thing, that is cell is assigned 0 when s equal to double quotes 00 else. Similarly, we wrote y is assigned I bracket 0 when cell equal to 0 else. So we see here that in this particular logic part, we have used when else construct, right? So we have used when else construct independently, because when else construct is concurrent construct and process is not used. Please understand one thing, that if we are using only when else construct to express our logic or the relationship between inputs and outputs, then automatically this architecture body, it belongs to data flow modeling style. Okay, so we can actually summarize our explanation in this way. You can say that if only when else clause is used in architecture body, we can infer that data flow modeling style is used. Okay, so what we will do is that we'll try to write the VHDL model for full adder using when else clause, and that will be an example of data flow modeling style. Okay, so we can formulate a statement now. Write a VHDL model for full adder using data flow modeling style. Okay, fine. So what we will do is that the first step which we do is the block diagram. So we know that full adder is a system which adds 3 bits, that is A, B and the carry. Okay, so the block diagram of full adder will be like this. As always, the first thing which we do after making the block diagram is that we will write the entity name inside, valid entity name. Full adder takes 3 inputs. Okay, AI, BI and CI. Okay, and it produces 2 outputs, sum and carry. Okay, so full adder will take 3 inputs AI, BI, CI and will generate 2 outputs, sum and carry. So using this particular thing, we will be able to write down the entity declaration, and second is that we can write the logical relationships between inputs and outputs. Okay, so from second year we know what is the relationship between the sum output and the carry output. Okay, so I want one of the students who is clear about this should tell me the Boolean expressions for sum and carry. Yes, students, that one of you can tell me what is the relationship between sum and carry. Tell me the Boolean expressions for sum and carry.
Sir, for sum, we XOR all 3.
Okay, so it is AI XORed with BI, XORed with CI. Okay, some other student tell me the Boolean expression for carry. Yes, Boolean expression for carry output of full adder. It seems you have forgotten second year. No problem, I will write it. Okay, so it is AI ANDed with BI, ORed with BI, ANDed with CI, ORed with AI ANDed with CI. Okay, so it is A dot B OR with B dot C OR with A dot C. Okay, so we can put brackets here. Okay, so yes, so now based on these two Boolean expressions, we can actually write down architecture body. Okay, so what we will do, we will directly write the program now. Within 5 minutes, I should be able to write the program. Okay, so library IEEE use IEEE dot standard underscore logic underscore 1164 dot all IEEE dot standard underscore logic underscore unsigned dot all. Last statement is use IEEE dot numeric underscore std dot all. This completes our library statements. Now we will write the architecture body. Library statements over. We'll write the entity declaration now. So entity. So our entity name is full add. Entity name is port. And we see here in the block diagram that AI, BI, CI as well as sum and carry, all of them are 1-bit signals. So we can club all the input signals together separated by commas. So we can write down AI, comma BI, comma CI, space colon, space mode, space data type, semicolon, and then we have the outputs. So we can say sum, comma carry, space colon, space mode, standard underscore logic. Being the last signal, we will not put a semicolon. We will say end full add. This completes our entity declaration also. Now we'll write the architecture body. So architecture entity name underscore arch of entity name is. Okay, we'll keep the declaration part blank. We don't need any dummy signals. Begin. Now we have to convert these two Boolean expressions into VHDL. Okay, so I will write down sum is assigned. Okay, I will write down AI XOR BI XOR CI semicolon. And now carry is little long, so we will write down carry is assigned. So basically what I'm supposed to do is this thing, that dot has to be replaced with and this is to be replaced with or, and we can put parentheses also. So I will write down like this. Write down AI dot BI ORed with BI dot CI ORed with AI dot CI semicolon. Okay, this is same as writing AI bi odd with bi.ci odd with ai.ci. Okay, so it is over now, nothing more to be done. And full add underscore arch. This is our complete VHDL model for full adder based on this block diagram and the logical relationships between inputs and outputs. So we will not go to ISE now. We will now write the VHDL model for 3:8 decoder and then we will go ahead. Okay. So here I am not even using when else. So we can write one more thing is that if plain Boolean expressions are written in AB, it also means data flow modeling style. Okay, we see that in the architecture body here, I have not used any construct. I have simply used the keyword XOR, AND and OR. So this also becomes data flow modeling stuff. Now we'll write the same VHDL model using behavioral, but I will not write the library statements and an entity declaration again. I will simply rewrite the architecture body. Okay. VHDL model for full adder using BMS. Okay, specifically when I say BMS, BMS means process clause. If you see process clause in the architecture body, you can confidently say that the programmer has used behavioral modeling style. Okay, so what we will do is that we will simply embed these two Boolean expressions for sum and carry in the process clause. Okay, so from the student side, I want one student to volunteer for helping me to write down architecture body using behavioral modeling style. Come on. Yes, start. I need one volunteer. Yes. I cannot proceed if somebody does not volunteer. I have to make sure that at least there are some students who are understanding and also revising and coming to the class rather than just joining the class. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, tell.
Sir. Architecture full add
Not
underscore.
yes, not you,
Yes.
somebody else. Or
Okay.
you always you only answer. Surely there'll be students who can answer. I'll help where you get stuck. No, don't worry. At least you will come to know how much you are remembering and understanding. Okay, fine. If students are not volunteering, then I will choose from the crowd. Yes, Danish. Danish has to answer this question. Danish, unmute yourself and answer this.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute.
Architecture.
Yeah, just a minute. You dictate and I will write. Tell me. Yes.
So architecture.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, I will write. Okay. Architecture. What follows the keyword architecture?
So I'm not sure, sir. IEEE.
IEEE? IEEE comes here. It is library statements.
Name.
Yes. What name? We have two kinds of names in the model. There is entity name and there is architecture name. Which name you are referring to?
Architecture name.
Yeah. What is architecture name we have used? Read here. Tell me, Danish, where is architecture name from the screen which is there in front of you?
So 1 second, sir. It's
Yeah. So there is a piece of code in front of you. Tell me, where is the architecture name in this piece of code?
full arc.
Full arc.
Full add, sir.
Yeah, full add arc.
Full add.
Yeah. So architecture, full add arch. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, full add and then off the
Yes.
and after that is
Full add is.
entity underscore name.
Yeah, it is there. Full add is written already. Entity name is full add. Yeah, now Danish, tell me that how do I write process here? Okay, so I have to embed these two Boolean expressions, that is for sum and carry, in the process clause. So please recall what is the syntax for process clause.
Sir, I'm not sure about that.
Okay, fine. So this goes to show that you need to not only attend the sessions, but you also need to study at home also. Why?
Yes,
Because the syntax for process clause was taught before 5 sessions. Okay, so you can mute yourself. I'll ask somebody else to continue. Yes. Akshat. Akshat started the class today. He's very enthusiastic. Akshat, unmute yourself and tell me the syntax for process clause. Be fast, because if you don't answer, I'll not be able to teach further.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, listening.
Okay.
Akshat, don't waste my time. If you don't know, you should be frank.
Sir, just a second. Okay. Sir, begin. After begin, we will write if.
After begin if, I'm asking you, you have to tell me the syntax for process clause. Yeah, we have to write behavioral modeling style, wherein we have to write this expressions for sum and carry within the process clause. So you are supposed to tell me what is the syntax for process clause. See, Akshat, this has been taught before 5 sessions, and let me address this to all the students who are present in the class, that after the session is over, within 2 minutes, I upload my handwritten notes in PDF form into the MS Teams, and after downloading the lecture, the whole 1 hour lecture from Streams, I compress it and I put it on YouTube. And every mail is having one statement. All the previous theory and practical sessions are available here. I am doing this so that students can refer to the videos and the handwritten notes if at all they miss something due to some internet disconnectivity. Getting me, na? So
Yes,
if
sir.
you're not able, yeah, so you are supposed to know.
Yes,
Huh?
sir.
Yeah,
Sorry,
tell me.
I was not able to recall. It is right. Means we will write first process.
Yeah, just a minute. I'm writing it. Okay. Process. Then
Then we will write begin.
you are missing something. After process comes sensitivity list. That means you do not make notes, Akshat, right? Tell me. Do you
No, sir.
make notes?
I have made half, but I have not made half.
So where does the half continue? You have made half of 2 sessions or half of 15 sessions?
No, sir. I think so. 10 or 11 sessions I've made.
Okay, you go and refer to the notes where I have taught the process clause.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. And when this process clause was taught, Akshat, at that time placement activities were not started. Okay, Akshat, mute yourself. Priyanka Dattangire, speak. Priyanka, unmute yourself and continue from where Akshat left. Yes, Priyanka Dattangire is in class. She is expected to speak.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, unmute yourself and speak. Yes, tell me. The cursor is blinking. Yeah, cursor is blinking in process clause. Tell me what should I write here?
Hmm. Sir, we put sensitivity list.
That is okay, but what to write in this list? The sensitivity list contains what? It is a list of which signals?
Inputs.
Input signal. Tell me now, if input signals are to be written here, can you tell me how I am supposed to write down the input signals? The block diagram is there in front of you, Priyanka. Speak. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now block diagram is front of you. Tell me, how should I write down? Which are the input signals? Tell me.
AI, BI, and CI.
Very good. So how should I write? How should I write the signals here? Can you tell me? Yes. Okay, no problem. Anybody who has the answer to this question. Now Priyanka has identified 3 input signals, but she's not clear how to write the signals in this parenthesis. So anybody who knows can unmute and they can answer. Come on.
Sir, can I say? Akshat here.
Akshay, you are
Yes.
back. Okay, tell me.
Sir, AI, BI, CI.
Okay, very good. Okay. So AI, BI, CI. Okay. Akshat, mute yourself. Priyanka, continue. After this, what am I supposed to write?
Begin, sir.
Very good. So after SL, we are having begin. Okay. Yeah, you can mute yourselves. Now I have to copy these 2 expressions again, and my BMS is over. So you can mute yourself. Okay. Again, I'll write down sum is assigned AI XOR BI XOR CI, and my carry is assigned AI dot BI or BI dot CI or AI dot CI. Okay, and after this I'm supposed to end the process, and I will say end architecture. Fine. So our VHDL models for data flow modeling and behavioral modeling search for full adder is over now. Okay. Now we will go on to write down the VHDL models for 3-to-8 decoder. Okay. Fine. So DMS and BMS VHDL models for 3-to-8 decoder, and I mentioned that it is having active high outputs. Yeah. Now, amongst all the students who are present in the class at this moment, okay, I want to know amongst all of you who got the highest marks in digital electronics in second year of engineering. Yes, there is a question for all the attendees. There's a question for all the attendees. Yes. Please help me draw the block diagram for 3-state decoder and also make the truth table. Because only if we have block diagram and truth table, then we can think about writing entity declaration, right? So please help me draw the block diagram for 3-state decoder.
Sir,
Sir.
I'm Yash.
Yeah, just a minute. Just hold, just hold. Okay. Block diagram for 3-state decoder with active high outputs. Okay, so first I'll make the box. Okay, who is answering now?
Sir, can I answer?
Who is that? Please.
Akshay.
No, Akshat, your turn is over now. Somebody else.
So can I?
Who is that?
So Prajwal.
Rajwal. So you got highest marks amongst the
No,
attendees in
sir.
digital?
No,
Yeah,
sir. I'd got passing marks.
that's great. So I'll be very happy if you can answer. That will show that your fundamentals are clear no matter how many marks you got. Let us try. Yeah, tell me,
Uh,
Prajwal. First thing you have to tell me the entity name which I should give to my model. So first give a valid entity name for the system. Tell me.
so the input will be I0,
No, no,
I1,
no, no.
I2.
Prajwal, listen,
Uh,
listen. First you have to tell me
uh,
a valid entity name which I should write inside the black box. Tell me.
and entity name.
Yeah,
So uh, three is to eight demux or decoder.
decoder is written. Why demux? You can you tell me? I don't know how to spell this. What you have written? Can you help me with the spelling? What I should write inside?
So 3 8.
Acha, like this, huh? Like this. 3 8. Do you mean like this?
No, sir. There will be, I think, underscore between 3 and 8.
Okay, underscore, huh? Okay, fine. Fine. Now next.
Underscore decoder.
Okay. Some other student. Is this entity name valid? Apart from Prajwal. Shweta Vairalkar. Where is she? She's here. Down. Yes. 32468. Shweta, answer this question. That is this name correct? 32468 expected to answer. Shweta, unmute yourself. Yeah, you are not audible. Yes, Shweta is in class. She is expected to unmute and answer. Yes, who is the student? Atharva, 32423.
Yes, sir.
Answer this one. Yeah, so is this entity name acceptable?
No, sir. Entity name cannot start from a number.
Very good. It cannot start with numeral. Okay. So Prajwal, you have not revised the basics before coming to the class. Atharva, suggest me a valid name.
Sir, decoder underscore 3:8.
Yeah. You can also write down like this. Okay. Very good. Now Prajwal, take over. Tell me the input signals for 3:8 decoder. Yes.
So I0, I1, I2.
No, this is child's play. You should mature now. We have learned the vector data type. Yeah, so use vector data type and tell me. Yes, tell me Prajwal.
So will be 2 down to 0 data bus means bus.
Yeah, that is okay, but you tell me some good name na for decoder.
So as decoder, so S0, S1, S2.
Why like that? Let we reserve S for select lines. Simply
yeah.
I, na? What is the problem?
Okay.
3, 2 down to 0, right? Yeah, now speak about outputs. Prajwal, how many outputs will a decoder have?
So 7 down to 0.
How many? How many?
Means so 8 outputs.
Very good. 8 outputs. So the bus will be having a width 8 and we will give the name Y. Okay. Is it clear?
Okay.
Yeah. So Prajwal, you think that our decoder block diagram is complete?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is complete. It is the most basic decoder. Otherwise, usually the chips which are available as decoders, for example, 74LS138, 3-line to 8-line decoder, it is having 3 chip select lines. Is it not? A3, A2, A1 like that. We will discuss afterwards. Okay. Now, Prajwal, you tell me the truth table for 3:8 decoder. It is active high outputs. Okay. So help
Yes,
me.
sir.
Yeah, make the truth table. Okay. So fine. So your turn is over. You can mute yourself. I'll ask somebody else to answer.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can mute yourself. Yeah. Prajwal Pitlera 42442 is in the session. Prajwal answer. Prajwal should unmute himself and answer and help me make the truth table for 3:8 decoder with active high outputs. Prajwal, start speaking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I don't know the answer.
You don't know the answer, but you are in B. Did you fail in digital electronics?
No, sir. Just passed.
Just passed. Okay, fine. Let me see now. Srishti 42460. Yeah, 42460 must unmute and answer. If you don't answer, it will be assumed that you are not in front of the screen. You'll be marked absent immediately. Yes, Srishti 42460. Even Shweta did not answer. I'm noting which students are not answering. At my end, I'll assume that you are not in the frame. Srishti 42460. Unmute yourself and answer.
Sir? Yes, sir. Sir, actually there was a technical issue, so the voice in between got cut, so I could not get the exact question, sir.
Yeah, so I'm repeating the question for you. You have to help me draw the truth table for 3:8 decoder with active high output. This is a second year question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Block diagram is in front of you and specifications are also given. It is active high output. Yes, start speaking.
So sir,
Tell me.
so we will have our inputs as 0 0 0 0 1, the 8 inputs.
Yeah, what should I write here in the truth table? Truth table has column names.
Yeah,
Which are
D0, D1, D2. So
but we have not used the alphabet D here. Please look at the block diagram carefully.
sir, why?
Why? Look carefully
Sir,
at the block diagram. Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
I0 to I7.
I0 to I7. What is the width of the bus I? Srishti, look at the screen.
Sir, actually there is problem in connection. My screen is disappearing
Okay,
in the
so
between.
the input bus is 3-bit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
So, sir, so we
okay.
will have output from Y0 to Y7 and I0, I1 and I2.
Y0 to Y7 or 7 down to 0?
Output.
This is very basic. This is a question to the entire all the attendees that in decoder system, do we have to use down to 0 keyword or two keyword when you define I and Y as vector data type? Yes. Yeah. So the question is open to the whole class now. When I define in the entity declaration the input I and the output Y, I am supposed to use standard underscore logic underscore vector 2 down to 0 or 0 to 2. And for Y, should I use 0 to 7 or 7 down to 0? The answer
Sir,
to this
for
question.
I,
Yeah.
sir, for I,
So
it
you tell
means
me that in a decoder system, the input I, does it have a most significant input and least significant input kind of thing?
yes, sir, it does.
It has. Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
input side, when I say 1 0 0, it means 4. It does not mean 0 0 1. That means in a decoder, the input I, the 3-bit input I has something called as most significant input and least significant input. So when I define I am supposed to write down 2 down to 0. What about the outputs of decoder? Is there anything called as most
No, sir.
significant output or least significant output?
There is no such thing, sir.
Yeah. So how does the system work? So if my input is 0 1 0, can you tell me which output will show a unique output value?
Sir,
When
Y2 will be 1 and rest will be 0.
yeah. So please understand in a decoder system, for every 3-bit combination at the input, 1 out of the 8 outputs should have a unique value and remaining 7 should have same value. And because it is active high outputs, the decimal equivalent of the input combination, that subscript will be 1, otherwise everything else will be 0. So everybody can unmute. So this is very bad that you are not recalling your second year concepts. So you can unmute yourself. So here, because I'm going to define I as vector, so I'm supposed to write down I2 as MSB, I1 and I0. And here at the output section, I have Y0, Y1, Y2, Y3, Y4, Y5, Y6 and Y7. Okay. So for this, I will be using 0 to 7 and I'll be using 2 down to 0. Okay. So okay. And here Okay, so this is what you studied in second year. Okay, so this was the correct block diagram and the truth table here. Okay, so here I can use when else to write the VHDL model using data flow modeling style. Okay, so we will not write down the entity declaration and this thing. Okay, so I'm assuming that there is library statements written, and here entity, as Atharva said, decoder underscore 38 is, then we have port opening parenthesis, and I will define input I space colon space in standard underscore logic underscore vector 2 down to 0 semicolon, y space colon out standard underscore logic underscore vector 0 to 7, close the parenthesis, put semicolon, end. Okay, so now for data flow modeling cell we are going to use when else clause. So architecture name, that is entity name underscore arch of 38 is begin, and here I will write down this thing. Okay, so whatever I wrote in the truth table has to be written here now. Okay, data flow modeling style we can use when else directly. So I will write down y is assigned 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, so 3 4 5 7 when I equal to double quotes 0 0 0 else. Okay, I'll write down 0 1 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 when I equal to 1 0 0 else 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Else 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, that's the last one, so no need to write anything here, just put a semicolon here and you can just come outside. You can just say end decoder 38 underscore arch. Okay, So this will be our data flow modeling style. Okay. And if you want to write the behavioral modeling style for this, then what we are supposed to do is this. Okay. And for behavioral modeling style, as I told you, that you are supposed to use process clause. So we will just write down is begin, and I will write down process sensitive list. There is only one input, so only I will come, and I will say begin. Now see students, there are two ways in which we can write it. We can either use if then else, or we can use case also. Okay, so we will write both of them, but today only we'll start with if then else. So we can just write down if I is equal to double quote 0 0 0, then y is assigned y0 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay. Then you can write down else if I equal to 0 0 1, then y is assigned 0 1 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay. So when I taught you the if then else clause, I think so I forgot to teach you that you have to supposed to put a semicolon. Okay. Else if, and then it continues like this till last combination will come, and write down else y is assigned 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, and then I will write down end space if, then I will write down end space process, and I'll write down end decoder 38 underscore architecture. Okay, so this was the behavior modeling style in architecture body, data flow modeling style. And then please understand one thing, that once we do this, then we can always go on adding more signals here, such as we can have an enable here. Okay, we can have an enable here and say enable is active low, so we can say en. So what we will do is that we can write down that because it is active low enable, so this system acts as decoder only for en equal to 0. So when en equal to 1, my y is all high impedance state 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So every bit of this decoder is actually pulled to high impedance state. So we will see that coding in the next theory lecture, maybe on Tuesday. Okay. Yeah. We have 3 minutes. I downloaded that. Anybody has any questions, they can ask actually. Okay, we have 3 minutes to go. Anybody is having one question, it can be answered.
Sir, can we write when else inside process?
Yes. Pardon?
When else inside process? Is it possible?
When else? No, actually we have to try that. At least I have not read any literature which says that you can have nesting of concurrent statements. Getting me, na? So we will answer this question when we do it in IAC tool. Okay, so you remind me, Yash, that on Tuesday when we write these models in Xilinx IAC, at that time we will try this thing. We will write process, and instead of using if then else, we will try to put when else inside process. So we will come to I know the answer, but I want students to find it out by doing coding. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Fine.
Yeah. So we will do that. Fine. Any other question? As I told you always, that many questions can be answered by the student themselves by actually doing coding on their machines. Yeah.